First we will see the triggering methods. In the latches and flip-flops we use the additional signal called clock signal, depending on which portion of the clock signal the latch or flip-flops respond to. We can classify them into two types. First is level triggered circuits and second one is edge triggered circuits. Latch and flip-flop both are basically bistable elements. The difference between latch and flip-flop is that latch is level sensitive or level triggered, whereas the flip-flops are edge sensitive or edge triggered. Now first we will see the level triggered circuits. In this, output of circuit respond to the input changes only during the level of the clock signal. This is the clock signal which is having low level and high level. This is a low level of the clock signal and this is a high level of the clock signal. Again low level, again high level. The low level is having a binary value of logic 0 and high level is having binary value of logic 1. Now there are two types of level triggering. First one is positive level triggering. In this, output of the circuit respond to the input changes only during the positive or high level of the clock signal. Means the output is going to change with respect to the positive level, that is with respect to the high level of the clock signal in the positive level triggering. In negative level triggering, the output respond to the input changes only during the negative or low level of the clock signal, means this level and this level. So this is about level triggering. Next we will see the edge triggered circuits. In this, the output changes corresponding to the edge of the clock signal. Again there are two types of edge triggering. Before that, again we will see this clock signal. The clock is having two edges. This one is the positive edge, or it can be called as a rising edge. This one is the negative edge, or this can be called as a falling edge of the clock pulse. Now we will see the positive edge triggering. In this, output of the circuit respond to the input changes only during the positive edge or rising edge of the clock signal, means the output is going to change only at the positive edge of this clock pulse, whereas in negative edge triggering, the output of the circuit respond to the changes in the inputs only during negative or falling edge of the clock signal, means this is the negative or falling edge of the clock signal. At this instant only the output is going to change with respect to the variation in the input. This is regarding the edge triggered circuits. Now we have seen in the first lecture the operation of SR latch using NOR gate, and I have given you homework for the operation of SR latch using NAND gate. This is the truth table of SR latch using NOR gate, and this is the truth table of SR latch using NAND gate. This truth table we are going to use further. That's why I have summarized this these two truth table over here. In this, using NOR gate, when S and R are 0 0, then output will not going to change. When S and R both are 1 1, then output is going to be in a rest condition or invalid state. After that, these two states in which S and R are 0 1, in that case output is going to reset, and when S and R 1 0, then output is going to be in a set condition. For reset, Q will be 0 and Q complement will be 1, and whereas for set q will be 1 and q complement will be 0. Similarly, using NAND gate, when S and R are 0 0, then output will go in rest condition or in invalid state. When S and R both are 1 1, then output will not going to change. When S and R 0 1, then output will going to reset, that is q 0 and q complement 1. When S and R are 1 0, then output will be going to set, means q is 1 and q complement is 0. Now next we will see the clocked SR flip flops, which is an edge triggered SR flip flop. It can be of two types: positive edge triggered SR flip flop and negative edge triggered SR flip flop. Now we will see the first positive edge triggered SR flip flop. The figure shows the positive edge triggered SR flip flop. The circuit consists of the 4 NAND gate, 1 2 3 3 4. The circuit shown below will operate as an SR flip flop only for the positive clock edge, but there is no change in the output if clock is 0 or 1. Even for negative going clock edge, the output will not going to change, as the flip flop is positive edge triggered only. Now here we can see a differentiator circuit which will convert this clock pulse into the positive edges, which we are going to apply to this circuit as a clock input. After that, this SR flip flop consists of the SR latch. This is the SR latch, which already we have studied. I have given this to you all for the purpose of homework. Now SR latch using NAND gate, the truth table of that we are going to use during the operation of this positive edge triggered SR flip flop. This is the symbol of the positive edge triggered SR flip flop. The S and R, these are the two inputs, Q and Q complement are the outputs, and a clock input is applied over here, and the clock is having symbol like this, which means that this symbol shows that the flip flop is a edge triggered flip flop. Now we will see the operation. In case 1, irrespective of S and R input, means S and R have been shown as a X, means they can be 0 0 0 1 1 0 or 1 1, and clock is maybe a low level clock, maybe a high level clock, and maybe a negative edge of the clock. So for all these three conditions of the clock signal, we will not, output is not going to change with respect to the variation in the input, as the flip flop is positive edge triggered flip flop. So if clock is 0 or negative edge, then output of NAND gate 3 and 4 will be forced to 1, irrespective of values of S and R. That means this R dash and S dash will become 1, which are the input of SR latch. Now we are having the truth table of SR latch, in which when R dash and S dash are 1 1, then output is not going to be changed. Therefore output of basic SR flip flop, that is Q and Q complement, will not change when clock is at low level, or when clock is at high level, or at the negative edge of the clock. Now the second condition, in which a positive clock edge is applied to the SR flip flop and the S and R both are 0. Since S and R both are 0, again the output of gate 3 and 4 now will become 1 1, as we know, or we have studied that from the truth table of the NAND gate, which concludes that output of 2 input NAND gate is 1 if at least one input is 0. So in this case, both the NAND gates 3 and 4 is having at least one input 0, that is S is 0 for NAND gate 3 and R is 0 for NAND gate 4. Therefore output of both these gates will be 1, by which R dash and S dash going to become as a 1 1. Again we observe the truth table of SR latch using NAND gate, in which S dash and R dash are 1 1. For that output will not change again. Hence for the case where S is 0, R is 0 and positive edge of the clock appears across the flip-flop, then output of basic SR flip-flop, that is Q and Q complement, will not change. Now we will see the next case in which S is 0 and R is 1. Again a clock is having a positive edge of the clock. So here now S is 0, R is also 0, and as the clock edge is considered as a positive edge, so second input to the NAND gate 3 will be 1 and another input to the NAND gate 4 will also be a 1. Since S is 0, output of NAND gate 3 will be forced to 1 irrespective of another input. That means R dash will become 1. I have written over here. After that, to the NAND gate 4, here R input is 1. I have written by mistake a 0. I will correct it. Wait a minute. Here R is 1 and clock input is also 1. So if we recall the truth table of NAND gate, the NAND gate will outputs a 0 for the when both the inputs are 1 1. Therefore output of NAND gate 4 will become 0, by which the S dash is going to become 0. Now the inputs to the SR latch are R dash and S dash. For this case now R dash is 1, S dash is 0. So if we observe this truth table, when R dash is 1 and S dash is 0, this is the case where R dash is 1 and S dash is 0. At that time Qn plus 1, that is next state, will go 0 and its complement will become 1, means the output gets resetted. Therefore with R dash 1 and S dash 0, which are the inputs of SR latch, the output will become as Q0 and Q complement 1, which is a reset condition. So we can say that when S is 0 and R is 1 and if positive edge of the clock appears across the flip-flop, then outputs of the flip-flop gets resetted, means Q will become 0 and Q complement will become 1. Next we will see another case in which now S is 1 and R is 0. Again clock is a positive edge which can be considered as a logic 1 level. So another input to NAND gate 3 will be 1 and NAND gate 4 will be 1. So now as R is 0, output of NAND gate 4 will force to 1. That means S dash will become 1. And for this NAND gate 3, S is 1, R is clock input is also 1. So for 1 1, NAND gate outputs 0, by which R dash becomes 0. So after this we get R dash as a 0 and S dash as a 1, which are the input to the SR latch. So if we observe this truth table, when R dash is 0 and S dash is 1, this condition, then Q will become 1 and Q complement will become 0. That is, we get set condition of the output. So we can conclude that with R dash 0, S dash 1, which are the input of SR latch, Q will become 1 and Q complement will become 0, which is a set condition. Hence with S is equal to 1, R equal to 0 and positive edge of the clock pulse, the output of SR flip-flop is going to set, means Q will become 1 and Q complement will become 0. Now next we will see the last case in which S is 1 and R is also 1. I will write both the conditions over here. After that clock edge is positive, so another input to NAND gate 3 will be 1 and NAND gate 4 will also be a 1. Now NAND gate 3 is having both the inputs as 1 1, therefore output of NAND gate 3 will be forced to 0. After that NAND gate 4 is also having both the input 1 1, that is R1 clock 1, therefore output of NAND gate 4 will also become 0, means R dash becomes 0 and S dash becomes 0, which are the again input of the SR latch. Again we will observe this truth table. When R dash and S dash are 0 0, at that time the Q will also going to become 1 and Q complement will also going to become 1. Now if you observe this circuit, R dash is 0, at least one input of this NAND gate 1 is 0, therefore its output will become 1, and at least one input of this NAND gate 2 is 0, that is S dash is 0, so Q complement will also going to become as a 1. So if you observe here that Q is also 1 and Q complement is also 1, which is not an acceptable condition for the flip-flop, means both the output of the flip-flop should be complement of with each other, therefore we cannot consider this kind of output, which we have to avoid. Therefore this condition is called as a race condition, which is a indeterminate state, or which can be called as a invalid state, as both are going to become same. So we are going to avoid this condition as the outputs are going in a indeterminate state. So this is the truth table. We have seen all the 5 cases. As per that, this truth table is constructed. Here in the first case we have considered clock as negative level of the clock, positive level of the clock and negative edge of the clock. In that case, irrespective of S and R, the output is not going to change. After that we have seen S is 0, R is 0 and a positive edge of the clock. In that case also output is not going to change. After that we have seen S0 R1. In that case output is going to be resetted. After that we have seen the next case in which S is 1, R is 0. In that case output is going to be set, means Q will become 1 and Q complement will become 0. And lastly we have seen with S equal to 1, R equal to 1 and positive edge of the clock pulse, both the outputs are going to become 1, means both are going to have a race to become 1, which we have to avoid. And now in this case this symbol is going to show the negative edge of the clock pulse and this symbol is going to show the positive edge of the clock pulse. This is how we can summarize the truth table or operation of the positive edge triggered SR flip-flop. Now this is the negative edge triggered SR flip-flop. Next, the circuit diagram is shown over here. The circuit diagram is similar, only the direction of diode is reversed so that the negative edges of the clock pulse can be sensed by the detector circuit, which will give a negative edges of the clock pulses, and we are going to convert the negative edges into the positive edges so that both the NAND gates will get a logic 1 input. If we not added this NOT gate over here, both the NAND gate 3 and 4 will always going to get a 0 input, by which irrespective of S and R we would have got a logic 1 output, which we are going to avoid. Therefore a NOT gate is inserted in between a clock input of the SR flip-flop and a differential circuit, which can avoid at least one input of the NAND gate 3 and 4 as a 0. Now this is the symbol of the SR flip-flop, which is having S and R input, Q and Q complement output, and this is a clock input. This symbol shows a edge and this bubble shows that this flip-flop is having a negative edge triggered negative edge triggered SR flip-flop. Now the truth table is going to be same, only this flip flop is going to operate at the negative edge of the clock pulse. If you compare this truth table with the positive edge triggered SR flip flop truth table, you will get the same outputs and same remarks. Now we will see the drawback of SR flip flop with S equal to 0 and R equal to with S equal to 0, R equal to 0 or S equal to R equal to 1. Outputs Q and Q complement either don't change, means we get no change state, or they are in a indeterminate or invalid state due to the rest condition, which we have to avoid both these conditions. So to avoid this drawback, we are going to use a gated D latch, which we are going to study in the further lectures, in where we will come to know how to avoid this no change condition and rest condition of the SR flip flop, which are not useful at all.